What's going on, guys? Mitch here. Today we are checking out the Sidi Zero Gore 2 cycling shoe. This is a winter shoe. Hopefully the camera can pick up the make and model here. Nothing too crazy. Also note, I am trying this with a different mic today, so if it sounds terrible, I apologize in advance. Anyway, so we are checking out this shoe. We will open the box here and take a look. As we can see, as per normal, comes wrapped with this manual. Looks sharp if you want to check anything out in there. Not a whole lot of information, but it is wrapped nicely. So there we go, the first one. And the second one. So let's get these guys and move them completely off the table, and there we go. All right, so I've presented these beautifully, I must say, on the wrap. Hopefully you guys can see that, and you're obviously super jealous of my mad product positioning skills. Anyway, so here we go, the Zero Gore 2 winter shoe from Sidi. As you guys know, I've run multiple Sidi shoes in the past, the Shots, the Shot 2s, as well as a couple of variations of some mountain bike lines. I love them, haven't had any issues. In fact, they probably are my longest holding up shoes. In fact, one pair I had for almost 10 years, I believe. But we are adding a winter shoe to the lineup, and as a lot of the reviews on these guys say online, yes, they are a little bit of money, but at the end of the day, I don't know why a lot of them haven't gone down this route sooner. So in the past, I've used my shoes and taped off vents that are on the bottom, like most people do, but as you can see, there's not any vents on this guy. So I'm actually kind of going into this with the mindset of trying to prolong my season as long as possible, and I have historically very cold feet and decided to take things a little bit further and try these guys out, man. Like, there's not much to lose. So anyway, let's get into some of the technical features and less of me rambling on as to why I chose these shoes. If you've ended up on this video, you've probably found these. They're very highly rated. Not a whole lot has changed in them. So let's start things off. We've got the Techno buckle. These are fantastic. It's a BOA style buckle that they have their own name for. As we can see here, it's a simple ratchet. You turn to tighten and it'll pull that entire bottom section up. In addition, we can have the Velcro here as well, which, you know, Sidi, it's a high quality Velcro. It's not the cheap stuff. So you're not going to be pulling this guy apart anytime soon, but it is the good stuff. So, and from my experience with this brand, I tend to not really adjust the bottom once I've kind of found the sweet spot. So, not that it's a big deal, but you tend to, you know, for me anyway, I'll probably pull that pretty tight, set it like that, and then not touch it for quite a while. So, nothing crazy there. On the rest of the shoe though, back to that beautiful BOA or Techno, whatever they want to call it. You just tighten it to add pressure and then squeeze the tabs here, which will gradually release it. So since I don't have any pressure on the inside, it's going to be a little bit of me to release though. So there we go. Good enough. And then when you're done, crack that button down, or that buckle down. I'd say it looks really sharp with that little Italian flag on there. That looks real great. But overall, a lot of the materials, as you can see, really high quality, really nice. Sidi logo throughout. And just, you know, attention to detail and whatnot. You know, so they've always made really, really good stuff. But anyway, let's keep on rolling down through here. So we've got this nice little top that opens up. So this guy here, once again, some Velcro and mixed with almost like a neoprene. I don't know if that's exactly what it is. Please look that up, guys. This isn't about that. So it looks like a neoprene, so if it does get wet, it probably does hold in some heat there. Once we go into the inside of the shoe, we've got a tongue that goes completely over the seam here, so that wind isn't going to be coming through. And then on the inside, hopefully I can show you, there's it looks to be a hand sewn in kind of liner. And I will say that is hand sewn, because I'll tell you why. It's not perfectly sewn. So you can see there's some mistakes. I shouldn't say that mistakes. It's you can see that there's some inconsistencies. So to me, that means it is hand sewn. Like most of their stuff, it's handmade. So that looks pretty good. On the inside, let's see. Do we have a insulated liner? Let's see if we can pull this guy out. Made in Italy. Nice little liner, so that looks like it's kind of like a wool wrapped, if you want to call it that. Nice little insulated liner, I'm glad. A lot of people throw these out, put in fancy footbeds. Do whatever you got to do. No judgment from me. So anyway, hopefully as you can see on the inside, I'm throwing a light right on in. You can see it's insulated all throughout the heel. It is all sealed nicely, and that's going to provide lots of warmth in the winter time. You know, it's definitely a wet weather, but more so, you know, a really chilly, cold winter type of shoe. So as you can see, lots of insulation through the heel, and then on the underside of the tongue, that same level of insulation. I feel like I'm trying to show something that's hard to show, but you can kind of see that same level of insulation is underneath the tongue as well, and then right through to underneath the sole, obviously where that foot liner would go in, as you can see. So anyway, that's kind of the inside of the shoe. Let's take a look at the rest. So main thing here, you've got the insulation on the inside. You've got the toe cap as well with no ventilation. Although there looks to be a little bit of, no, that's sealed up. No ventilation on the toe. Underneath the Velcro itself, that liner goes all the way down, so you're going to be nice and warm all through. And then the seam itself is covered from the inside with a floating tongue here. The tongue itself is not loose. Hopefully you can see that. So it's definitely, it's tied up on both sides here. It's sewn down so as to not allow any more wind through than it has to. So that's really good. Their quality materials has always been a really strong point for Sidi. This stuff is built to last. On the bottom of the sole here, hopefully we can show those. We've got no adjustability with the cleat. That's going to be a bit of a pinch point for some people. They're going to say that, oh, blah, 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 my cleat doesn't go far back enough. Let's be honest here. If we have an adjustable cleat, it's going to introduce points that are going to be ventilation problems and points of cold air to come in. So you can see this is the only real spot on the shoe that has exhaust ports to it, which you're slapping a plastic cleat covering that off, because let's be honest, you are going to require some place, if water does get in the shoe, to leak out. But as soon as you introduce adjustability onto this shoe here, you're going to have problems with your toes getting cold. So I can understand why they did that. In terms of the rest of the toe and heel, we can see that this is replaceable, I imagine. Maybe not. Some people do put toe spikes on, so I'm assuming that comes off, and there's a spot to change that out. On the heel, that's all removable and replaceable. See the screws there on the back? That's where you would unscrew and take that off. So, which makes me wonder if you have that luxury to put a toe spike on. I don't know. Please look it up. And then in terms of the high wear spots, so that heel has a nice cap on it. I've always really enjoyed Sidi's factory heel. It doesn't really cause a whole lot of problems for me, so I've always liked it. Crank wear on the inside of the shoe as well. It's you know, good high wearing material. You're not going to wear into this anytime soon. It's black, so it's not going to stain as soon as you get it all covered and caked with crap as well. Let's be honest, it's wintertime. They're going to get dirty. And then we've got some high vis stuff on the heels as well. As we can see, take a look, guys. So this is reflective. So as you're moving around, it's a moving area. Your feet are going up and down and up and down, and reflective. So there you go. It's going to look good. You're going to get seen. You're highly visible, and that's never a bad thing. So really, really stoked, man. Like you're going to see these guys in the vlog coming up as I do some winter stuff here. Remember, on the vlogs, we're about a month and a half behind in terms of when I actually film things. So this might be, you might be right in the middle of winter when you start seeing these guys. But hopefully I'm able to get some time in and talk about them in the vlogs. So I'm really stoked to show you guys that, and that's kind of it. But any questions, guys, leave them below. I'm sorry for babbling on. I'm really excited about these. It's a new shoe day for me, so I've always been a big fan of that. But any questions, leave them below. Like, subscribe, share, all that awesome stuff helps support the channel. And if you have any questions, leave them below. I'm always willing to talk to you guys. Okay, that's it. Okay, later, guys.